Students, today we will teach you regarding the full body exercise. Hi, Naren Singh Kushwaha.
Hi, Kajal Vasudeva.
We will do lots of exercise. We will teach you lots of number of things to enhance your physical, mental, fitness, flexibility level, stamina and endurance. Thank you. Green evening, students. As you know that we are having a very tough time because of the COVID-19. So we would like you to stay home and stay indoors and do lots of exercise for your physical and mental development. We will keep teaching you number of exercise which will be beneficial for your physical fitness level, to improve your stamina, flexibility and mental level. Please repeat all those exercises under the supervision of your parents. Stay safe, stay indoors and take care of yourself. Thank you.
So today's class would be on psychological benefits of exercises. We often hear about the physical benefits of exercises, example, increasing heart health. Less often are the psychological benefits promoted. Yet, engaging in a moderate amount of physical activity will result in improved mood and emotional state. Exercise can promote psychological well-being as well as improve quality of life. The following are common psychological benefits which are gained through exercises. First, improved mood. Second, reduce stress as well as improve ability to cope with stress. Third, improved self-esteem. Fourth, pride in physical accomplishments. Fifth, increase in satisfaction with oneself. Sixth, improved body image. Seventh, increase feeling of energy. Eighth, improve in coincidence in your physical ability. Last, decrease symptoms associated with depression. The literature continues to expand, supporting major health benefits of regular physical activity and exercise, including a reduced risk of cardiovascular diseases, hypertension, and stroke, as well as protection against some cancer and osteoporosis. However, there is also a growing body of knowledge that substantiates that physical activity also improves psychological well-being. This will highlight a more recent review article on the effect of physical activity and mental health variables such as depression, anxiety, stress, mood state, and self-esteem. Exercise and depression. It should be noted that individuals with clinical depression tends to be less active than healthy average adult. Therefore, from a general health perspective, physical activity should be encouraged for the population. It is interesting to note that aerobic and anaerobic exercise seems to be equally effective in producing antidepressive effects. It appears that acute exercise bouts, single session, as well as chronic exercise training program have a positive effect on those with clinical depression. Exercise and anxiety. According to Webster's Unabridged Dictionary, anxiety is distress or uneasiness of mind caused by fear or danger or misfortune. It is a state of apprehension. Most of the research on exercises and anxiety has been of an aerobic nature. The few studies with resistance training and flexibility have actually shown a slight increase in anxiety, but more research in this area is wanted. In increase to the actual aerobic exercise precipitation, there appears to be much debate as to whether low intensity, moderate intensity, or high intensity is most beneficial. Low intensity is equivalent to 40 to 50% maximum heart rate. Moderate intensity is equivalent to 50 to 60% maximum heart rate, and high intensity is equivalent to 70 to 75 maximum heart rate. Exercise and self-esteem. As with the other psychological health variables, exercise has a positive connection in improving self-esteem. Self-esteem is quite complex, and studies suggest that certain subcomponents exist, such as perceived sport competence, physical condition, attractive body, and strength, which may differ within a person. In other words, a person may be high value the physical condition and yet have a negative evaluation of their body. Principle of exercises. First, specificity. Specificity of training is the principle that your body will adapt to whatever exercises you will perform. This means that if you only perform bench press, your body will not adapt to sit-ups. It may therefore be beneficial for you to alter your training to prepare for the candidate physical ability test. So the second principle of exercises would be progression. The principle of progression states that as the body adapts to exercises program, you must gradually increase the overload to continue to adapt. It is critical that all progressions are gradual and small in nature to prevent overloading the body ability to recover. The third principle of exercises would be overload. Overload in exercise training program means that a training program causes the body to adapt only when the demand are greater than what body is accustomed to doing. This does not mean that the overload is greater than your maximum. Rather, overload is generally greater than 75% of your maximum efforts. Promotion of psychological benefits as well as physiological benefits. From this brief review, it is clear that personal trainers and health fitness professionals may enthusiastically exclaim the psychological benefits of exercise in addition to physiological assets. For some clients, these psychological factors may indeed be more relevant to their present life. So this chart denotes psychological health variables with their known facts, which will help you to cope up with these health variables which are commonly noticed in this lockdown period and the situation going on. You can just, with the help of aerobic and anaerobic exercises at home, you can cope up with them very easily. There are some comments mentioned and some exercises mentioned which you can read and take help from.